Hello YouTubies! Now I know I've done a lot of sort of beauty and hair videos, but today I'm going to talk to you about one of my other passions, which is gaming. I know that recently this sort of YouTube channel has been, I've just been sort of video bombing y'all whenever I feel like it. I'm going to try and get some more cohesion in the videos that I'm uploading. So I was thinking that maybe for Fridays I could do this little spot, which I'm going to call Gamer Girl Geeks Out. So I thought what I would start with today is basically a rundown of my favourite games personally. So basically, rather than actually sort of review a game or do a let's play or anything like that, I'm just going to talk to you today about my favourite games. I was originally going to do a list of 5, but I couldn't narrow it down between 2 games. So what this is going to be is basically my 6 top favourite games. So let's get started. First and foremostly, one of my favouriteest games, which I love to play, is XCOM. This particular version is XCOM Terror from the Deep, and I have to admit I haven't actually played much of this. I started a game with it recently and then I got distracted by another game, which is also in this list, which I will show you. XCOM for me is a bit of a sort of historical, nostalgic love. I used to watch my brother playing this. I used to watch him play this, and I used to watch him get frustrated playing this. Sorry, bro. But I sort of got into it when it came onto the PlayStation. I got onto the original, and I just loved it. I could sit there and play it for hours, and it's still a game that I can sit there and play for hours. Even now when I play it on Steam, you know, the graphics aren't as good as most games, but I absolutely love it. I can spend hours playing it. I know that my other half recently has been playing a lot of the sort of deviations from the XCOM series, sort of like XCOM Enforcer, XCOM Defender. I've never gotten into them. Similarly, I also bought XCOM UFO, no, I think it was called Enemy Unknown. It came out on the Xbox 360 last year. I played that and I didn't enjoy it because it just wasn't, it didn't have the randomness that this has, which in my opinion is a massive selling point for this. I mean, you know, you can play this and you will never have the same game twice, and yet I was playing the XCOM, the new XCOM that came out, I think it was last year or 2002, I'm not too sure, and I was playing it on the Xbox 360 and my other half was playing it on the PC, and we were getting the same missions, same alien placements, same, you know, drop zones. It's just, there was no randomness to it at all. So for that reason, the original XCOM is my favourite. Always will be until they find a way to randomise the newer XCOM game. But no amount of snazzy graphics can make up for playability. Really, it can't. So the next game on my list is Fallout. Now, I love this game. I have spent, I think the count on my last Fallout save, my main Fallout save, is up to 300 hours now. I just love it. I love the game. I love that, you know, you can just go anywhere you like. I just think it's a fantastic game, and the premise is fantastic as well, because, you know, who wouldn't want to run around an apocalyptic wasteland, you know? It's a no-brainer. But it's definitely one of my favourite games. Fallout New Vegas is also one of my favourite games as well. But I have to admit, I just love the first one. I love Fallout 3 more. When it comes to the Fallout series, I am pretty new to it. I got this for the Xbox 360. I think it was must have been about 4 years ago. 3 years ago maybe. And I have to admit, I haven't played the original Fallouts. I have tried, I just can't get into them. So I'm not like a hardcore Fallout fan. I know a lot of the backstory, but I can't see myself ever playing the originals, which is a shame because, you know, a lot of people who played them rave about them and say how good they are. I just can't get into them. So Fallout 3 for me, you know, but maybe one day when I've got more time I will get into the original games. Just right now I've just got sort of no inclination to play them. So that's Fallout. The next one is another game I was sort of late to get into, but I have played all of them, is Mass Effect. Now, this is a difficult one because I love the Mass Effect games. However, recently I have been reluctant to pick them up and start playing them again because I was so massively disappointed with Mass Effect 3, and there's a story behind this. I pre-ordered Mass Effect 3 because I will admit I only started playing the Mass Effect games probably about 3 months before this was due out. I played through them all with different scenarios, different save games, making different choices, and I have them all saved and ready to play Mass Effect 3. So I pre-ordered it. I was very fortunate because I managed to get it cheaper from a catalogue which didn't realise that, you know, it's a women's catalogue, and they basically didn't realise that, you know, women play games. Got it cheaper. Haha. However, I played this solidly over a weekend when it first came out, when it first got delivered, and I got to the end of the game. I got to the, well, spoiler alert, I got to the Cerberus base, and the game crashed. Now I thought, oh, that sucks, I'm gonna have to go back a couple of save games. Ugh. And then I reloaded it, and it wouldn't work. Wouldn't get past the picture of Earth in the background. Wouldn't get past that, it went to a black screen, and it did that continually. And anyway, I was so frustrated. I was expecting to have completed this game in one weekend. That was the plan. Excuse me. I had a quick Google, and basically this was a game-breaking bug that affected a lot of people. I haven't looked on the forums because I found my own workaround for it. Well, my other half found a workaround for it. I'm not into coding and whatever he did, he worked his magic and he fixed it. But I don't know whether or not that has actually been patched and updated yet. That, to me, sort of just... How can a game be released with such a horrendous bug like that? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And you know, I only spent a couple of days being frustrated by this. I know there were people who spent months and months and months who couldn't play this game because of the black screen of death, as it got called. Essentially, there were people who were saying, you know, they paid £50 for what turned into a coaster, you know. And that is EA Games. you know, that is their fault. They should have sorted that. They should have patched that and got it sorted as quickly as possible. But the argument is that they got people's money and then they didn't really care, which is, it sucks, basically. But going back to, you know, another reason why I haven't played this as much recently is also because your choices mean squat. They literally mean squat in this game. You can go through Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, make all your choices, you know, and then it comes to Mass Effect 3, and there isn't really that much that your choices influence. I think what your choices influence mostly is whether or not you save the Quarians, and whether or not you choose to save the Krogans, but I think that choice is sort of isolated to the game anyway, because apparently what they did was they didn't want to make it so that people who hadn't played the previous ones didn't feel left out. You know, and that's fair enough, but when you've been playing a series of games, I mean, for me personally, it wasn't so much a frustration because I hadn't played these games over a period of years like other people did. But to me, it's just, you know, you need to do things for your fan base. You don't sort of think, sod it, you know, they'll just live with the choices they've made, because, you know, if you're investing years in a series of games and then you get to the end of it and you're disappointed, that's not good. I know my other half doesn't play this anymore, and he doesn't play it because he's so bitterly disappointed in the fact that your choices mean nothing. So that's a shame. For me personally, it was just all sort of, you know, I loved playing it. I haven't picked it up since I've completed Mass Effect 3. Oh no, I tell a lie. I did pick it up when they sorted it all out with the endings, when they made the endings better, when they added all that stuff to it that apparently they were always going to add to it, and it wasn't anything to do with the fact that everyone was so disappointed. Honestly, we were always going to do this. Blah. So I played it then, and I've got to say, you know, if you're going to do that, just stick it in the ending already. Don't mess about like that. You know, just stick it in the ending already if that's what you were going to do. But I think we all know, nudge nudge, wink wink, that they were never going to put that ending in until everyone complained. But still remains one of my favourite games. Remains one of my favourite series of games anyway. On to the next one. This is a game that I will never stop playing. It's Final Fantasy VII. I have played all of the Final Fantasies up until the newest one that came out, the one with lightning in. I've got that. Yet to sort of play through it, because I'm too busy replaying this over and over and over again. I don't care that I know the storyline, I don't care that I know what's going to happen, I don't care that I know all the monsters. I love this. I have spent about 500 hours playing this game. You know, it's really funny because I saw my brother play it on the PlayStation, and I looked at it and I went, what's that? Well, that doesn't look very interesting. And then I started playing it and I was blown away. And at the time, the graphics were magnificent and you had all the mini games and you had so much you could do. And I just started playing it, and I have eternally loved it ever since. My most recent playthrough of this was only last year, and you know, one of my other half's friends came in and was like, "What is that you're playing?" And I was like, "It's Final Fantasy VII, hooray!" I love this game. You know, there's a lot of sort of argument about whether or not this should be remade. I am on the side of, I would love to play a remastered version of this game. I would absolutely love to play a version of this game where, you know, it's all singing, all dancing, but at the same time, I think, would it take away from what was special about this one? I don't know. I mean, I would buy it. I would definitely buy it, and I have already said to my other half that if it comes out on like the next generation consoles, what are we up to now? Is it PlayStation 4 and Xbox One? Is it? I don't know. If it came out and it was only available on one of those next generation consoles, I would buy the console to play the remastered version of this. So, Square, if you're listening, do it, because quite a lot of people probably would do that as well. That is how megally important this game is to me, and how megally important it is to loads of people. The other Final Fantasies, I do love and I do enjoy. Final Fantasy IX is probably another one of my favourite ones, because once again there were so many mini games in that as well. You know, I haven't played as many hours of the other ones as I have of 7. You know, I texted my brother not so long ago and said, you know, have you ever actually realised how many hours we spent trying just to get a gold chocolate? You know, that is not, it's not easy to do that. It takes a lot of time, but we still did it because we were just so ensconced in the game. So, you know, I will probably play this again. I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, should I play this again? Yeah, I probably will. I'll probably play it again soon, to be honest. I love it. The next game on my list is, excuse me, Civilization. This is Civilization 2. I have started playing Civilization from Civilization 2. My brother played Civilization 1, I used to watch him play that, and you know, I was very little at the time and I was like, oh, this is a snore first. But then as I got older, I started playing it on the PlayStation. There's just something addictive about it. You know, I most recently, my other half bought Civilization 5 for me on Steam, and I have played already. I've played about 100 hours of it, and I don't even know how. I mean, Civilization 5 has the multiplayer option, which is really, really good. I think I've missed out Civilization 4 altogether. I have no recollection of playing that at all. I don't know why. But, you know, there's just something so massively playable about Civilization, and Civilization and the next game are probably my go-to games when I just want to sort of kill a few hours. You know, what's better than killing barbarians and killing other civilizations? What's better? You know, so I can't explain it, you know, I just absolutely love it. And you know, I'm big into history anyway. I'm big into, like, you know, your monarchs and, you know, your dynasties and all that side of things, so maybe that has something to do with it, I don't know. But I genuinely just love Civilization. Like I say, I started with the incarnation of Civilization 2, and then I've just gone from there. But, you know, it's so massively playable, you just can't sort of stop playing it. You know, but one thing I would say is that I remember this on the PlayStation 1. I remember this taking up a massive amount of space on your memory card, which is just, I don't know, it just amuses me to think about it now, you know, memory cards and, you know, oh, I've only got 15 blocks, oh, how many games can I fit in, and then you play a game like Civilization, which takes up like 10, and you're like, oh, but I really want to play it, but I can't get another memory card, so, you know, it's just an amusing thought that just popped into my head, just thought I'd share. finally, the next game that I have on my list is basically, it's my other go-to game. Excuse me. Cup of tea. It's my other go-to game for when I have a few hours to kill. And it is The Sims. This is obviously The Sims 2. I'm now playing The Sims 3. I've just recently bought more expansion packs for it because I was excited about The Sims 4 coming out next week here in the UK, I believe. It's September the 5th anyway. And I sort of got to that point where I was like, I played the Sims 4 Creator Sim demo, and I was like, ugh, wanna play it, but I can't. So I downloaded more expansion packs for The Sims 3, and I've been playing that. I'm probably not going to buy The Sims 4 straight away. I've heard a lot of bad things about it. I've heard a lot of things have been excluded from it. You know, and I'm not talking like, you know, the generic stuff. I'm not talking like, you know, cars or swimming pools. Just basic stuff like, you know, it's gone back to The Sims 1 when, you know, your babies are just items, you can't really interact with them, and, you know, there's no toddler stage. Although I did have a dream the other night that the toddler stage was released as part of an expansion pack. Stay tuned. I could be right, I could be psychic. Woo. But it's just things like that, and like there's no family tree, and I just, you know, you play The Sims, and if you've created your own little family, you want to have that legacy there, don't you? I think I do. You know, you want to have the grandkids and the great grandkids, and, you know, then like the elders die, and, you know, then they inherit money, and then they move into the house and they keep the house going. That's part of the fun for me personally. I don't know how much of the fun of The Sims is going to be lost in The Sims 4 because of this. I just sort of, I'm not gonna pre-order it. In fact, I did pre-order it. I pre-ordered it from a fantastic website that does games really, really cheap. For digital download, I pre-ordered it, and then I cancelled the pre-order because I just read so much stuff about it, and I just thought, I'm not looking forward to it. So what I'm planning to do is basically just wait until it comes out and then see some reviews or see some actual gameplay, and then make my decision from there. But as far as my gaming habits go, that is my list of my 6 favourite games. I hope you've enjoyed this. Probably what I will do over the next couple of weeks is probably do some game reviews of some other games that I play. And then I might do some Let's Plays, and you can see what I like to do when I play. But apart from that, that's everything. So I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Over here in the UK, it's a bank holiday, so it's a 3-day weekend. So I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye!